Well, good day, Kenya. I trust that you had a fantastic day, and I hope you're having a great evening. Thank you so much for keeping it here, TV 47, for this Friday. Now, we're going to have a great show to make sure that you end your week on a high. Talking about a great show, on the show tonight, we have, of course, the news making headlines across the country, as well as your favorite upbeat segments. Of course, you know I'm talking about Willis the Word Master, who's currently live and direct from Kisii County. Let's just say a very quick hello. Willis, how are you doing? How was your week?
Betty, my week has been fabulous. In fact, everything has run very nicely, and I hope you had a nice one too.
Well, Willis, I had a great week, and I'm sure that tonight the show is going to be fire. I've seen quite a number of people, of course, talking about, I want to know this from Willis. So many words tonight, and so I'm really looking forward to which is which later on, and of course, to learn some new pronunciations, Willis.
Yes, not pronunciations, the way people normally mistake it to be. Now, we have the verb as pronouns, but you say pronunciation when it comes to the noun. Now, Betty, the word that we are going to have for testing the tongue is right here. I can't pronounce it at the moment, but I'll give our viewers the correct pronunciation later, Betty.
All right. Thank you so much, Willis. Looking forward to that. And also to our viewers, we have our WhatsApp number. You can actually try to pronounce that name and play for us the video, and maybe we'll be able to, cue it for Willis to hear. Thank you, Willis. Looking forward to which is which. Well, we also have some two great personalities.
You're welcome.
Who will be joining us, of course, for this show. This is actually their first interview this year. I'm talking about Diana and Bahati. Watu wa vipindire. Well, they just launched their new series, Bahatis Empire, on the global platform Netflix. And of course, they'll be coming here to tell us more about the drama. Is it cloud chasing? And of course, their new show. They're going to be here in a few minutes for our chit chat later on. But for now, let's begin our news with the highlights. Azimio leader Raila Odinga calls for significant amendments to the 2024 Finance Bill, describing it as requiring radical surgery as various organizations offer their perspectives on the matter.
We will suffer. Punda, tutakuwa tumewekewa mzigo. We'll be having to carry the burden as Kenyans. So the government should not do that, not unless they change the systems.
Gatundu South Member of Parliament Gabriel Kagombe pleads not guilty to murder charges.
Secondly, I have taken a plea of not guilty before this court today.
He has been released on bail and has vowed to continue advocating for tea farmers. Victims of flooding gather for a forum to highlight their suffering as some of those in Tana River, Murang'a and Kisumu counties continue to endure in camps and schools.
Saidia vijana, 10,000 tuliambiwa tutapewa wapi? Ushabomoa nyumba.
Tunalala chini kwa simiti na ni baridi, hatuna lingine la kufanya. Ningeomba tutafutiwe hatua ya kudumu.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can interact with us on all our social media platforms and on X, of course. The hashtag is This Friday with Betty. Let me know your thoughts and, of course, anything you'd like to know about the show as we move along. All right, so let's begin with our news. Despite the government's promise to compensate farmers affected by the distribution of fake fertilizer, many farmers are complaining about not receiving the compensation. Additionally, farmers are also lamenting the losses incurred due to lack of fertilizer in some warehouses across the country. Sheila Chelangat has the details.
This was the situation earlier today in Trans Nzoia County. Long queues of farmers having to endure the hot sun at this NCPB store, all in the hope of getting fertilizer. And so patiently and anxiously, one after the other, they wait for the precious commodity that has proven hard to find in the last 1 month.
Atuendi NCPB moja. Kidogo unaweza sikia iko Trans Nzoia, kidogo unasikia iko Eldoret, kidogo iko Kipkaren Stelia. Sasa ukifika huko unakuta laini kila mahali na hakuna hiyo mbolea.
Kienda tunapanga line kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Na huwezi kulipa pesa kama mbolea ziko. Na ukicha kulipa mbolea kwa hivyo ni ngumu kupatikana hizo.
But even as they wait for the fertilizer, they harbor a lot of fear of a possible repeat of what happened when farmers across the country received fake fertilizer without their knowledge. Eagerly, they wait on President William Ruto's promise of compensation to those affected in the fake fertilizer scandal to materialize.
And already we have compensation of every farmer. You will get equivalent fertilizer without having to pay.
However, the delay in compensation makes them one unhappy lot.
President alisema turudishiwe pesa au mbolea, lakini kufika parliament wala kamati ya watu 11, watu 7 walipuuza ile msemo ya president ya kwamba atirinduri ni clean.
Also, the losses they project to incur this season is a painful thought for most of them.
This time wakulima wengi walikuwa wamelima. Sasa hii mbolea kushi ilikuja imeaffect kila mtu. Kwa hivyo mapato ya mwaka huu ni hatari sana kwa sababu njaa inaweza kutokea.
And as they continue to wait for the government to fulfill its promise to offer them compensation, their request is for it to be done as soon as possible. Sheila Chelangat for TV 47.
Flood victims continue to suffer even after the government promised to relocate them to safer areas. Well, many complain that their children are missing out on education, food, and even clothing. The situation is evident in areas like Tana River. In counties like Murang'a, some flood victims have been forced to leave schools as the situation has disrupted educational activities.
The aftermath of heavy rainfall in the country has left a trail of devastation and despair for many families across the country. Despite the passing of 1 month since the rain subsidized, the situation remains miserable for those affected by floods. For example, in Maire area of Kangana location in Kigumo, Murang'a County, 22 families taking refuge at Maire Primary School are enduring dire conditions, sleeping on the floor and struggling to find food after their crops were washed away by landslides. And now, the chairperson of the Board of Management of the school is urging for their relocation to safer areas as their presence had disputed the learning process for school-going children.
Saidie kwa sababu hakuna mimi wa kupeleka hii watoto na watoto wadogo. Familia yangu ni 9 na watoto na hiyo ni watoto wa mimi.
Hawa mashamba ilikatika yote. Juu hawatarudi huko. Hata wao tutafutiwe hata makao sababu hatuna chakula na hatuna kwa kulima na chakula yetu ilienda.
A similar situation is evident in Tana River County, where flood victims have been turned into refugees, moving from one place to another in search of shelter. Their plight has driven them to protest at the county government offices, citing lack of food, shelter, and access to education for their children.
Ndio tumekuja kwa county, tumekuja kwa sub county office kwa DC ndio tupate mwelekeo hii watu ambao wameathirika waende kule KBC.
Watupeleke sehemu salama. Watoto wetu wamekosa kusoma. Watoto wetu wanakosa elimu. Wanawake wetu wanateseka kwa kuchota maji, kwenda kuvunja kuni sehemu mbali, kwa kuchota maji sehemu mbali. Watoto wadogo wanahangaika kwa baridi.
In Kisumu County, swampy areas remain flooded, posing a risk of collapsing residential houses, with residents now being compelled to seek alternative shelter in Nduru Village, Nando constituency.
Sababu vyoo vimejaa maji na hizo maji zimechanganyika na uchafu zenye watu zinatoka kwa binadamu. Kwa mfano utapata hauwezi pata usaidizi, maji safi hatuna.
Meanwhile, in Nairobi County, ongoing demolitions have left residents displaced, with accusations directed at the national government for failing to provide adequate relocation options.
But that there is a way to do certain things, and we have not followed etiquette ways of doing things. I mean, if we were supposed to actually budget well, we would then be able to put in structures that would make sure that we have a humane face when we're dealing with the citizens.
A meeting is scheduled tomorrow for those whose houses were demolished to discuss a way forward. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
The court has acquitted former Kenya Pipeline Managing Director Charles Tenui and 15 others of conspiracy to defraud the government corporation of 644 million shillings. During the ruling, the magistrate stated that there was no evidence that was within the different roles. The accused had a common intention to defraud the Kenya Pipeline Company. Chichi Josephine with a roundup of the court stories.
Former Kenya Pipeline Managing Director Charles Tenui and 15 others who were charged with conspiracy to defraud the government corporation of 644 million shillings were acquitted on Friday.
All the accused in count 1 and the first accused in count 5 are hereby acquitted under section 210 CPC. And number 2, a case is sufficiently made out against the 11th accused in count 2, the 13th accused, the 13th, 15th and 16th accused in count 3, 4 and 7, and the 13th to 16th accused persons in count 6. And all those accused persons are called to their defense.
The 6 accused appeared before the Chief Magistrate of the Anti-Corruption Court, Felix Kombo, who stated that the conspiracy charge had not been proven and that it could not exist without an agreement between the accused.
That the charge of conspiracy in count 1 against all the accused persons is not established on the evidence called. Consequently, the same is hereby dismissed.
Elsewhere, Kapseret, a member of parliament, Oscar Sudi, was acquitted by the court on Friday in a case where he was charged with forging educational certificates.
Oscar Kipchumba Sudi, on the 9th of September 2015.
Chief Magistrate Felix Kombo said the government failed to establish a strong case against Sudi and could not present and verify the document, meaning the charge could not stand.
The natural consequence of non-production is that the documents are not proved, and if they are not proved, cannot legally be the basis for any allegation against the accused person. It also follows that all evidence derived on the unproven contents of the said documents translates into worthless documentary hearsay. Consequently, I find that in the absence of formal production and proof of MFI 9 and 20, which are the basis of the allegation in counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9 against the accused persons, those charges are rendered unsustainable and must instantly fail.
Meanwhile, Milimani Chief Magistrate Ben Makehobi released a 19-year-old Ian Njoroge on a bail of 700,000 shillings after dismissing the prosecution's claim that he was on a flight risk.
Every information has to be verified. We have to follow our standard procedure before proceeding to hand over a report in court. So, Your Honor, I'm only asking for 7 more days.
The 19-year-old student was accused of assaulting a police officer on Committee Road and snatching a communication device from him. In his ruling, the magistrate noted that the prosecution's claim that Ian would be at risk if released was not sufficient to detain the accused. Chichi Josephine, TV 47.
All right, to some politics now. And President William Ruto is expected to lead a meeting of the UDA party's National Council tomorrow, with the main agenda being to reduce the political tension within the party following the upcoming county elections on Monday. Now, the meeting tomorrow is expected to mitigate political rifts within the party due to the rift between Nairobi City County Governor Johnson Sakaja and his main rival, Embakasi North Member of Parliament, James Gakuya. Gakuya has threatened to defect from UDA and take his followers with him if the election is not free and fair.
Ahead of a make or break moment for the governing UDA party in Monday's county elections, President William Ruto will chair a crucial meeting of the party's National Executive Council on Saturday, where the Nairobi county election, pitting Governor Johnson Sakaja and Embakasi North MP James Gakuya, will be high on the agenda. The two leaders have already claimed victory ahead of Monday's poll, with Gakuya threatening to quit the party if Sakaja wins the election.
Story mingi msema kweli ni Monday. Kuna wale walileta delegates fake at convention, hata sio delegates. Wale waliprint certificate ambazo haziko. Sasa hiyo story yote na hiyo hoteli imekuwa leo mko hapa kesho inaisha. So Monday ndio msema kweli kabisa. Na chama itatangaza yule ambaye ameshinda. Alafu baada hiyo sasa ni waite ground breaking ya ofisi ya chama. Tuendelee kwenda mbele.
If the party tried to do anything that is not reflecting the independency of the party, the freedom of members, and fair and free elections, then I am finding a situation where we are going to part very soon.
Monday's Nairobi election will be conducted at the Hustler Center, where constituency delegates, governors and their deputies, senators and women representatives will vote for the county chair. In Homa Bay, where former Governor Evans Kidero is eyeing the party county chairman slot, the elections will be held at UDA headquarters, while in Busia, they will be held at Busia Town's DCC Hall. In the Nairobi election, Gakuya and his allies have cried foul, citing intimidation of their delegates, while claiming the process has already been rigged in Governor Sakaja's favor, claims Sakaja denies.
And if you go one-on-one and talk to our MCAs, actually who have projects in their wards, if you come out and you are seen with Gakuya, even if it's not in meetings, but you are having a chai mahali, actually your project stops and the contractor from that respective ward would not be paid. So there is a lot of intimidation, the bravado, and a lot of pride, which we want to stop.
I'm not intimidating anyone. Do I look like I can intimidate you? If you see me, I don't intimidate anyone. I feel sorry if they feel intimidated.
Party divisions that have seen factional wars emerge in the party, with leaders pulling in different directions, will also be on the agenda of a high-stakes parliamentary group meeting on Monday, expected to whip members to vote for the Finance Bill 2024 and government-sponsored bills in the two houses. Apul Kamau, TV47.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has commenced a probe on an alleged fraudulent acquiring of public land worth 400 million shillings in Karen. The 5.1 acres parcel piece of land is said to have been illegally acquired in 2002, but it had been reserved for sewage works by the Nairobi City Water and Sewage Company as a sewerage pond. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja welcomed the move by the EACC, noting the upsurge in land grabbing cases across the county. The governor has also noted that 5.4 acres grabbed in Kasarani have been recovered and a market built on the land.
And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has commenced investigation with the main purpose of, first of all, finding out how that property could have been allocated to private developers when it was actually not available for allocation to private individuals. Secondly, we also want to be enjoined in that suit in court so that we recover that property for the public.
In Kasarani, Maji Mazuri grounds, 5.4 acres had been grabbed. Not only had it been grabbed, it was being sold to us by the grabbers. We have recovered it and we're building also a market there. In South B, the South B market had also been grabbed. You remember what used to be called Makuti Park. And some of those involved are also public officers. We're building a market there that was supposed to be built. These people have the audacity not only to grab and to create fake documentation, but to claim compensation. So you steal and then you ask for compensation of around 1.2 billion. I think 1.18, if I'm not wrong. You know, the audacity and that, I think they should be not only arrested, but given a medal for bravery. Because that is just impunity of the highest order.
To matters education, President William Ruto, through the Ministry of Education, has unveiled a new model of funding universities and TVET students in Kenya after countrywide consultations by the Presidential Working Party on education reforms. All parents and students have been notified that results of the funding application process will be released from the July 31st this year. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has ordered the Higher Education Loans Board and the Universities Fund to open the funding e-learning portal on June 15th, 2024 to allow eligible students make their applications. This follows President William Ruto's introduction of a new funding model for the university and TVET students in Kenya following a nationwide consultation conducted by the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms. Now, an 84-year-old traditional birth attendant has captured the hearts of most pregnant women in Narok East sub-county. For 30 years, she has been helping women in the area get the required maternal care during childbirth. Now, she has knowledge on determining sex, stepping in during complications in childbirth, advising the women, and more. She has also lauded the training of traditional birth attendants by non-governmental organizations, saying it has really helped in reducing the high maternity rate for mother and child.
A visit to Ala City area, Narok East sub-county, leads us to meet Pauline Pakire, a traditional birth attendant.
Nalala maboma naitwa lakini ikisikia mtoto sio mzuri na kutuma mbele.
She's devoted herself to helping expectant mothers, especially those who cannot get to the hospital to give birth safely.
Saa zingine hata anaweza kaa kama wiki mbili kama yuko nyumbani, usaidia kuzaa kazi ya ukunga.
But that's not the only thing. Pauline has the know-how on determining the sex of an unborn child, and not once has she been wrong.
Jajiwa sana yani kusali kujua ni kijana au ni msichana, lakini yeye anajuanga.
She's proud and happy to be of help to the community, even though she also faces many challenges, considering the community has practiced FGM for a long time.
Nakisalisha msichana ile ijatayarishwa ni rahisi kuliko ile imetayarishwa. Na tunasemanga awashi wa kutayarishwa, shauri hiyo itakuwa ngumu kidogo.
However, the arrival of NGOs which help in training the traditional birth attendants has been a relief, and more mothers are being urged to visit hospitals for antenatal care.
A very nice maternity, and mothers are coming in good numbers, and even TBAs, they have accepted to be trained, they have accepted to bring mothers to hospital instead of giving them gift back at home.
Expectant mothers, especially in rural areas with difficulty accessing hospitals, depend on birth attendants. However, the risk of mother and child dying is still an issue. Vera Alberta, TV47.
Sports News brought to you by Maybets.
All right, let's take a look at sporting action. The management of Kenya Men Basketball Premier League team, Nairobi City Thunder, has responded to doping allegations leveled against two of the team's players, Albert Odero and James Mwangi, by the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya. Now, according to a statement by the log leaders, the two players have since been suspended and subjected to internal discipline measures, including fines and community service. Further, the team's management has stated that they are committed in upholding the integrity of the basketball game in Kenya. Now, Odero and Mwangi are, however, expected to remain in the team as they receive psychosocial therapy. The two are among 33 sportsmen and women who have been suspended by ADAC this week for violating doping rules. All right, now moving on, the country's junior starlets departed the country for Ethiopia today at 6 p.m. for their FIFA Under-17 qualifying match against Burundi. Now, the team held their last training where their head coach, Mildred Cheche, named 23 players for the world assignment. The match is scheduled to be played on Sunday, June 9th, 2024 at the Abebe Bikila Stadium in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The second leg of the fourth and final round of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup qualifiers will be played on Sunday, June 16th, 2024. After the two legs, the winner on aggregate will secure an automatic qualification to the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in October, which will be held in the Dominican Republic.
I believe after the first leg, it will be easier to tell, or during the match, it will be easier to tell whether they are a strong side or not. But we cannot underrate any opponent. We are going there full force as we've prepared, and I think also for them, they're fully prepared. So whoever prepares well carries the day. Tactically, I cannot speak a lot about it, but the team, we've adjusted in several ways, also according to how the opponent plays. Both of us are playing away, both the opponent and us. Also having played there before, also for them having played there before. I think it's a good challenge. It's a 50-50 match, so everyone wants to win.
For now, venye tunarudi huko hivyo round 2, at least tulifilio grao. Sahii tumejua venye iko, si mbaya. Venye tunaenda huko hivyo, tunaenda kutia bidii. At least tulisha work out about venye tulicheza na Ethiopia, tumerekebisha penye tulienda wrong. At least sasa hivi tunaenda huko, tunaenda ku give our best.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets.
Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi,
All right, thank you so much for staying with us right here on this Friday with me, Betty Kello. The TV, of course, is TV47. And I'm seeing quite a number of tweets here. Queen of the South is saying you're ready for the insightful evening. And, of course, hosting the Bahatis to discuss, of course, their new Netflix show. Talking about them, they're already here in studio. And you know what? I can't just wait to talk to them. Yesterday, I was at their launch, and they did such a fantastic job. The Deputy President was there. You know, all celebrities were there. I don't know how they pulled that off, but I'm really, really proud of them. And we'll be asking the tough questions. Is it cloud chasing? What is it exactly? So they're here in studio, and don't go away. We're coming back for that interesting discussion. I'll be inviting them. Diana B, come on over. Bahati, ni bahati tena. Mtoto wa mama, hayu, mnakaa poa sana. Hey, Diana. It's like this show, Basi, to have to host the show with you. Come on, good to see you. You're looking fabulous. Oh, you look fabulous. Nyaje boys. Yako ni hivi, bro. All right, guys, we're coming back in a few minutes. Do not go away right here. Karibuni nyumbani.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback, ana sniff Simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback, ana sniff Simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first.
And welcome back to This Friday with me, Betty. I'm so glad that you're watching. I'm looking at the, tweets on X. Mingi sana, I'm seeing that you're really excited about the Bahatis being on the show, but of course the show in general. Talking about what we have for you lined up, of course we have Willis, the word master. He's in Kisii County. Let's just touch base with him kidogo. Willis, you're there. Are you loving the show so far?
Betty, as usual, the show runs so nicely and I'm really enjoying it because I am able to watch it from this end, courtesy of my cameraman, that is Alfayo Combo.
Who does a fantastic job. Willis, we have the Bahatis in studio and they have a new show, Bahatis Empire. So do you say empire or empire?
Betty, you say empire.
Okay.
Empire.
All
That's
right.
a simple one, Betty.
Okay. I was waiting for a surprise, Willis. Okay. So we'll be touching base with you in about 15 minutes, Willis, and looking forward to which is which. Stay put. All right. So Willis, the word master there, umesikia, is vile mnasema empire. The Bahatis. You guys, Diana, Kyoko, how are you guys doing?
Fabulous, amazing. We feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you been able to sleep? Because I know yesterday was a heavy, heavy day. Have you been able to rest? And why did you have to do the launch so abruptly? Unangoja mzee ongee kwanza.
He's the man. He takes the lead.
So he takes the lead. Aya, let's hear from Baha.
I think, of course, we had a vision of doing something big, even though not this soon. When we got the opportunity to produce the first reality TV show, in East Africa for Netflix, we knew this is it, of course, and we were like, tutaifanyia launch nini? So, but we never told them the plans.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunajua watatupea good notice and all that. So I think after we have delivered the show, they were like, this is it.
Okay.
And they made a decision. Guys, you need to go on air.
Wow.
So when we got the news,
Pressure.
And as the Bahatis, we don't like doing anything in a small way.
Of course.
Lazima tuiongeze.
Lazima muongeze kila kitu, muongeze vitu tutaongea about in a few minutes. But also, Dan, I know you actually called most of the people. You told us yesterday you called 100 people to come to call for you. What was it important for you to call, to do that?
I would say we would not be where we are today without the fan base that we have. And our fan base cuts across, media personalities, A-list celebrities, down to our fans, Mama Mboga, kule nje, and it was important for them to witness this. For us, we call it a historic moment because we gave out our energy, we gave out everything. We totally sold out ourselves on this show. So I just needed everybody to just come and witness this big thing.
And talking about everybody, mulipata aje Rigiji? First of all, you said it was at a 24-hour notice, was it?
Yeah.
How did you think about it to invite him? Did you want to come?
Betty, when you want to go big, you go big. And when you're big, you either go big or go home. And I knew I had 24 hours to plan the launch, 24 hours to invite people like Betty Kialo, you understand? And I knew because by doing this show, we're opening so many doors to, you know, to what can I say, to content creators, filmmakers, you know, because this is basically the biggest streaming platform in the world,
Right.
Netflix.
Right.
And ukipewa opportunity kama hiyo, like right now, just before I came in, we have done a post on our pages, on our Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And yes, and we are telling people, you know, when Netflix imekuwa ikipea Kenyan producers kazi, it's because they are making content for Kenya. So even when they told us, do the first reality, I know it's normal. They did it for Kenya. So when they have put the show on the platform, yes, they know we have fans across Africa. So they have locked it within Africa.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They didn't know that the Bahatis are global.
I've seen people complaining from the States.
Well, yes, what wana, hata ndio nimeambia wase, go tag kwa hiyo
Tag Netflix
comment.
and tell them it has to be global.
Because Kenyans, we are no longer local anymore.
Yes.
So for that, Nini, I called the deputy president and I told him, I know this is a short notice. Your protocol doesn't allow this, but please, you need to honor this for the sake of the industry.
Right.
And the sake of, you know, young people, the creatives who are doing this. Nikamwambia mimi ningependa ningeandika barua like, you know.
Wana hizi barua zako
Yes.
Bahati.
But he was like, he was in Nyeri, I remember, and he made, unajua hiyo ilikuwa heshima sana. He traveled, and by surprise, he was there on time.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Yeah.
Now, I want you guys to take me back. You know, it's such a big deal, you know, having the first family, you know, on Netflix, right? How was it the first day when you got the call from them? What did you, and why didn't you tell us? You've kept this thing a secret for how many months? Is it 8?
8 months, yes.
So tell me that the feeling, where were you? What were you guys up to when you got that, you know, communication that I want you to produce a show? Maji nakuja ba.
Nikaala jiju ya kuoverwork.
Hey, overwork, fatigue.
Been overworking, yeah.
You know, I keep on saying this to inspire people and for people to know that the sky is not the limit. So actually we sat down, we said we're going to do this reality show and we pitched locally, but unfortunately or fortunately,
fortunately,
or then again, God's plan,
yes.
Naweza sema our doors were shut locally and alikuwa na feel, you know, some type of way. So nikamwambia, you know what, let's go and knock on Netflix doors and just see what, you know, what they'll say. It doesn't cost anything to give them a shout. And we got a contact, we sent our pitch, and they loved what they saw. It was actually a 7-minute pitch, and they loved what they saw. And after that, it was, you know, the communication was open. I'd say a week later, we were given an agency to work with, based in South Africa. And we were told, you can now, you know, start engaging each other and talk. And for us,
I can imagine. As in, like,
I don't have words.
And
so,
just to you know, to clarify, which I feel like it's a good thing. At times, a no, you can be told a no, but si kubaya. You understand? And I understand we have just ventured into production as a new producer, because this show, Betty, we have written the script. We have directed our team internal.
Locally.
Yes, we build nasemaje. It's like it's a new team, you know. EMB Entertainment is a new team, new producers, new editors. And you see, when you approach a big, even a big station, you understand.
Yes.
Of course, atakuuliza, what have you done before? Because, you know, the first time we were on TV, we came with being Bahati, and You know, it's just good to appreciate. You know, we co-produced it with Eugene.
Yes.
And, you know, he's a big producer.
Yes.
So even though most of the creation and the storyline, I think like 100%, because he did the technical, was from me. But you see, you're not a producer officially.
Yes.
So all the credit goes to
somebody else.
You understand,
Yes,
which is very normal.
Yes.
Of course, we did Bahati reality later, but we had not established ourselves as producers. So it's normal for anyone to tell you no. You understand?
Okay.
But when I was approaching people with this show, I knew, Betty, I'm making the biggest reality Kenya. Sikatai uko na show wewe kali sana. You know, I don't want to reveal. Sikatai, you know, it must be the kali sana. And it has been created by my very good friend.
Yes.
You understand, Betty? And I watch it by the because.
Thank you so much.
Watch and say me because of your small sister.
Diana
But you understand. But I knew what I wanted to create was on another level.
Yes.
So I think one of the things that made Netflix believe in us was the numbers. They believed that we can pull numbers, which we are.
You guys have how many followers? Yesterday you were bragging to us that you're the most followed artist.
Over 10 million.
10 million together, 10 million, wow.
Yeah, on our socials
wow,
together.
Fantastic.
You understand?
Yes.
So, and I also want to thank, of course, TV47. Guess what?
Tell me.
TV47 is the only media station in Kenya that took our show, another show, without knowing I'm doing a show for Netflix.
Really?
We have a show coming on TV47.
Really? Are they?
Yes.
You heard
so
it here?
They believed us as producers.
What's the show about? I work here and I don't even know. You guys
I know. Wacha to see. Right now people are talking about the Bahatis Empire, but it's another big show that we have produced, and Diana is the main cast.
What?
Yeah, Diana is the main cast. So she's joining you on TV.
So it's nice to meet you, my colleague.
It's a pleasure, my colleague.
Yeah.
Tuko tunaingia tunapaka hapo nasema, oh, Betty amefika.
Tunavaa nini leo?
Tunavaa nini?
Tufanye nini leo?
I can't wait. I'm excited. Thank you.
TV47 it is. So I want to ask just quickly, how many doors did you knock on that said no? How many stations?
Of course, several. And like I always say, I love growth, you know, because when you're told no, maybe you're given a reason that you go and work on.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Someone that told you no yesterday is the one that will give you the biggest platform tomorrow.
Yeah, opportunity.
You understand?
Yeah.
And the only thing I know, it's because kulikuwa na hiyo, what have you done before? No one wants to gamble with their, you understand?
Yes.
And we want to thank, of course, Netflix for believing in us as a streaming platform.
Right.
And of course, TV47 for believing.
Believing in you guys.
Yeah,
and everybody else says
and that's why, by the way, this is our first TV interview in 2024.
I appreciate here.
Yeah, we feel at home.
You feel it, this is your home. And this is also the home of untold stories that like the one we'll be having from Diana. All right, let's just go to the content of the show, because just looking at the trailer, even yesterday you could not play that trailer in front of the deputy president, because I think protocol said that, you know, there's some things that were in there that were too hot to handle. Your trailer, I was just looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness. So that show, how much drama are we expecting? And do you feel like you guys have given a lot, those, you know, things about, you know, abortion, this thing about, like there's so many tight things, you know?
Let me tell you something.
It's really hot.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? We have not given a lot. We have given the reality. Because, you see, why do you want to be a reality TV star if you only want to show
the good side?
The good side, you know? You inspire by showing both the sad times and the happy side, the happy times. As a couple, Betty, when you, what can I say? When you sign with the public, you know, once you are a public figure, let me say, once you are a public figure, it's like signing off your privacy. It's
Terrible.
just like that. Once you, ile siku unasema umefungua Twitter na unataka followers, you know, of course kuna limits and all that, but we have given a true, or rather we have shown a true reflection of a Kenyan family, you know, what you go through, what the cameraman goes through, the director and all that. We have tried to be ourselves. And the beauty of this is, yes, there is the high life, but there is, kuna ile sasa, let's get real. Like, my favorite episode personally, it's episode 4. Episode 4, it's called Who is Diana? And personally, I have understood my wife better than I knew her for the last 7 years we've been together.
Like through the
Through
show?
that, yes, because it was so raw and unscripted. It was actually, just go and watch the show.
Yeah, but I mean, Diana, also just listen to what Bahatis is saying. You know, some of those things, because I've done reality, and sometimes it becomes so heated, and you feel like you don't want to see this person. You become angry at each other because somebody said this or somebody did this. Like, how are you able to have such heated, conversations out there or on the show while shooting, and still come home and be husband and wife and parents to your children?
You see, it starts by becoming friends. Before him being my husband, he needs to understand me on the level of, first of all, we are friends. I have my own personal space as Diana. You have yours. I have to respect you. And above all, we have children looking up to us. So we can't go out there with, all that energy and come back home and, direct that negative energy to our kids. So we just have to somehow find the balance, and we cannot allow our children to see us in a state of, we are not in good terms. So to be honest, it's difficult because sometimes I just look at him and I'm like, how did I even, end up with you? And how have I survived? Sometimes
7 years.
Sometimes I'm like, hey, unajua mimi nimesurvive kwa indoa, But you see, marriage, it's the ups, the downs that make this whole thing a beautiful place to be. Because now we sit down and look back and we see we were going through this mountain and we challenged the mountain and we came past it. And every other time you grow, every, year 1, year 2, different challenges. But of importance is to understand who he is and what he values. And for me, I think he values so much respect, and that is what I give him. Yeah.
Preach, sis, preach.
I preach.
Yes. I mean, just talking also about your family, there's always that feeling that you don't want to, to involve your kids in so much, because these are things that they're going to be, experiencing the rest of their lives. So how also are you protecting your kids? Are they in the show? Are they taking like serious roles in the show? And how do you make sure that all these cameras, all this vavavoom, the showbiz also just makes sure that they still remain to be kids and they grow up kama watoto wengine tu?
On the show, our kids have, of course, we have introduced them on the show.
And Malaika?
Yeah, we have actually unveiled her face.
She's gorgeous, she's so pretty and chubby.
Lakini anafanana mimi.
Anafanana bedhe, anafanana.
It's
me. Ni kala
anafanana na mimi.
Hata kala ni grading kumemsaidia.
Let me tell you, that baby is so cute.
Thank you.
Why did you hide her by there before? For how long? 8 months?
No, she's now a year 7 months.
A year 7 months?
Yeah.
For a year 7 months.
Aki tunawashwanga unaenda kwa hoteli siku ya vacation. Unapata kuna mtu anataka tu kumpiga picha. We were tired. Yeah.
No, but honestly, she's so pretty, and
thank you.
Just going back to that question that I was asking, like the protection of all your 5 kids, man, 5 children, Bahati pia unajaribu. Mumeacha mtu expect wengine.
Lazima tuongeze.
No, atuongeze. Wewe tuongeze, mimi ni bebe, uko nje unafanya mambo zako.
Kwani unaongeza peke yako?
Tunabeba pamoja.
tulia.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, Betty, you know, we know we're in a very tricky, just to answer your question, in a very tricky industry.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we found ourselves there. It shall happen, you know, and you can't give up useme sasa, utarudi tena, unasemaje, utarudi tena nyuma, you understand? The only thing we teach our kids is what people say doesn't define you.
Who you are.
What people write about you, what they say about you, what they tell you, that doesn't change anything. What matters the most is who the person you are. Unajua, we ni nani, you understand, and you know yourself. And we don't show our kids that they should be afraid, you know, to make mistakes, to lose, because they learn through that. You understand? Even though kwa show yetu hatujawaeka sana, because also the platform Netflix has rules, you know. Hatujaweka kama main, they're just coming to introduce the family, going to school and all that. Even though, of course, we have tried to address, you know, things that people say online, you understand? And at times, it's just to show them that there's no big deal. Unaelewa? Like 2 days ago, I posted a photo, and this photo ilikuwa because people make rumors, you understand? And you know, when people make rumors, when at times when you're quiet, they think, huyu msee anakuanga amebreakiwa, you understand? So, usha joke na hiyo kitu, they no longer
have any weight on you.
Because you see, like our firstborn son, you know, this is a child we hold dearly. A child that his story, hata huwezi taka mtu a joke naye. But ukishaona mtu ana joke, anasema anafanana na huyu, you understand? And you know, this is a child nimekuwa na even before I met my wife, you understand? But will you uteka vitu kwa heart?
Ni ngumu.
Unamwonyesha, you know what? You need to be strong. In this world, people will say anything. And, you know, we need to teach our kids. Because in the generations to come, it may be worse than what we're seeing today.
Absolutely.
And nothing should bring you down. Nothing.
Hiyo ni kweli, by the way, you know, we live by those words, you know, as people who are in the media, in the space. But sasa nitakuuliza, mbona mnakuanga na vipindi mingi? Kwanza Bahati, why did you wear a red dress the other day?
Babe, lakini mbona unanifanyanga hivyo? Hii content creating. Wacha mimi nirudi muziki. Wewe ndio unaniharibu.
Mapenzi.
No wonder sasa aimbi anymore. The last time ametoa song ni when? When's the last time Baha?
8 months ago. And it was because of the production.
You're using that production as an excuse for everything. Let me ask you, first of all, you guys do crazy things. I just look at you, I'm like, mnatoa ngapi hiyo nguvu ya kukua that bold? You know, there's a way you can play with your husband or, you know, your partner at home. Na hizo ni vitu tu zenyu. Lakini mnatuonyeshanga tu everything. Kuna zingine mnaficha ama ni kila kitu mmetuonyesha?
Unajua sisi tunaonyesha watu ile kitu wewe unaficha.
Lakini si kuna zile vitu kama couple mnafaa kuwa mnaficha, mnasema baby sasa hivi.
Kama ile ya kusugua meno yenye tulitumia toothbrush same.
You guys
mambo kawaida sana.
You know, Betty, what I keep on saying? I say, if you live by the applauses, you'll definitely die by the booze. So for us, we are authentically real. We are ourselves. And we do what makes us happy. You see, when we're doing things, we don't do things tukisema, haya, society watasemaje, haya, huyu akiona atasemaje, we are happy. You know, we do what makes us happy. And as long as in our house we are happy, we are okay, it stops at that and it ends at that. The public opinion, whatever they want to say about us,
because glory ignore. Belongs to God. Sisi wengine tufai kupewa sifa sana.
Have you guys ever posted something na mkaona this by the here tungefanya? Be honest. Like, is there anything you've ever done?
Yeah, I have.
Tell me one thing.
Mimi.
Weza kuni mingi lakini
mimi personally. Kuna moja nilipost sijui nikivuta nini. You know, personally, I have never smoked, by the way. I am not a drunkard. I have yani But sasa kuna ile unafanya hata ile ya sasa hiyo nilifeel nimechoma. Hadi nikafeel nimechoma. Nikafeel yenyewe nimechoma. You know, at times you learn through the mistakes. And the best thing in life is to correct yourself.
Yes.
And also, you know, you have people, you must be, as much as you aujali sana, but you must lazima usikize watu. Mimi sina kizungu poa kama yake. Jua mimi ni wa Mathare. Huyu ni babi. Sasa uliona hata jana speech.
You know, speech yake, but yesterday you gave such a nice speech. Akakupraise almost for like, what? I think half of a speech was saying that you're a pillar, the anchor, the fortress.
Nilikuwa nasikia kizungu.
Paka kuna mali niliona ulisema hata ulilia. Ulilia akiongea hivyo on stage.
I was touched. Yes.
All right. Are these things that you guys tell each other at home? Ama tu you come out here and tell people in the public?
At home we are even yani sisi ni sisi tu. You understand?
Yes.
And kama vitu haziko poa. Of course kuna saa in every marriage mtapata mnakosana. It's normal.
Yes.
Because kwanza nyinyi mnaamkanga na mood. Sangine mtu hajakosea tu, umekasirika tu bure.
Yeah. The emotions, we deal with so many emotions, hormones, and everything.
So, but at the end of the day, this is the person that I chose to love for the rest of my life. And I did not choose her because of the good things she'll do for me. I chose her for who she is, you know. And that's what matters.
That's really nice. So let's come to this, the announcement for Netflix. Hey, you guys, amogopangi. So first of all, you posted the pictures, ulikuongelea, of Wanyama and B, and Diana B. First of all, why? Now, did you ask him if you can use a picture? Ama mulifanya tu hivyo tu?
But why should I ask him? While ni picha yake na rafiki yake, you understand? That was, let me tell you something. Yeah, because let me tell you something.
But mtu mwingine maybe ana familia yake nini?
Because that's what you think. I never said anything.
But why would you post a picture like that just
to kill that rumor? Because that's what you think. You understand?
So you're saying was it to kill the rumor?
You understand?
Ama to just chase the clout kidogo for the
Let me tell you, Wanyama is my friend. Mariga is my friend. I even campaigned for Mariga in Kibra. You understand? But you see, at times you see rumors, and you know, when you're quiet, they fuel more rumors. You understand? But when you show, hii ni kawaida. You understand?
Lakini sasa, why that time when you were just about to announce? So was it just also, you know,
because that's one of the things that people always talk about. And in our show, we will address so many rumors. You understand? I don't want to address them here, but on our show, when you go and stream right now, because I know we're almost trending at number 1 on Netflix.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Get all these, we have addressed them, you understand? From anything, and so much that people don't know about, you know. But what I can tell you, Betty, is the reason it brought a lot of talk, it's because these people always talk about it. And we don't respond.
But the way it sounded is like you guys have broken up. And of course it was to bring the hype, you know, to the show.
Na hiyo ndio kitu wangetamani.
Hakuna kitu nini mngetumia, yani ingekuwa tu yani the only.
Sasa tu yani ile kitu mnapendanga kuinini.
Sasa tutaki mkiongelelea.
Unaona wangekuwa unajua wangekuwa naongelelea mimi na date Betty, Diana angepost. Because that's what they're talking about. But and it's not Photoshop. It's a photo, you know, like the way I can have a friend and take a photo, you know, and people create stories. So
even you posted the picture was, you know, to just kudunga watu na pia to make sure we watch Bahatis Empire.
Wakatia tu.
Then I wanted to say something.
No, I think it's just in the same line. You give people what they want, you know, and people like to feed on a lot of negative energy. And you see, like he said, we've been quiet and people have been talking and talking and talking. And of course, us being quiet creates something.
Yes.
So, kuna kitu mnaficha, you know, there's something you don't want to tell us, nini. So, you don't want me to have friends, you know, I can't take pictures and post with somebody, or is it just because he is a footballer or he's a celebrity, and that's why now you want to come out and create all, you know, this. So we give people what they want to hear.
So it was just friendship between you and Wanyama, all these things, it was just creation of the internet?
Yes.
Completely?
Yeah, because like right now, just to, let me ask you a question. I don't like talking about my adopted son in public, but most of our fans know the story. I adopted my son from the children's home I grew in, ABC Kenya Children's Home. And his story is, maybe one day he will tell his story. You don't have to talk about, you know, kids and all that. But it's a very sad story, you know, from Madare, it involves a lot, a dump site and all that. So you imagine, people always talking, and because they create, and one of the days, I don't think Wanyama is as strong as I am.
Yes.
It was trending that this is his son. You understand?
Yes.
And I think it caught him, you know, and it's a cruel social media world.
Yes.
You know? So if I came out to address it, would it help anything? No.
No.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Because the more you address, the more
they want more.
You understand? So what do? You become sarcastic about it and you move on.
Yes.
Or you just let go.
Yes, yes.
So it is, that's how we have.
Yeah.
Because you try as much as hawa tukionyesha uko serious. Eh?
Diana, like during the launch, you said something very profound about, you know, how Bahati has been there for you when you're trending #1 on X. That place is something
Crazy.
else.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? Because all of us have different ways to handle it. Because I think all of us have gone through it. As long as you're a media personality in Kenya, a public person, how do you go through it? You raised it during the launch yesterday, and I just want to know, how do you feel? Do you feel hurt? Do you, you know, even give it energy? What do you do when you know, like, now things are outside? That was Diana and Wanyama and all these things.
You know, one thing my husband has taught me over the years that I picked was learn to die to public opinion, you know? The same people who wake up today and praise you are the same people who will wake up tomorrow and talk trash about you. And that's the circle, you know? And you'll find huyu mtu atakutana leo, and tomorrow the same person wants help. The same person tells you nilipia rent, school fees, my son, sina food, my son is in hospital. You know, it's a cruel world. And sometimes people go through so much. And I keep on saying, it's not me, it's them, you know? And the #1 thing that I liked, even the deputy president said, mi nimetukanwa mara ngapi? People mock me. People have said a lot about me. What do? You ignore. And I think that is what has, you know, brought us to this far. We ignore. Betty, you cannot direct me to have a positive opinion about you if I don't want to. That's upon me. That's upon me to say whether I like you or not. And my opinion is final. But it is for you to know, will I take what Diana thinks about me? And that is where we are.
Okay.
So there is nothing really to handle.
Yeah. Do you feel bad when she's training in an auto namtukana uko nje? I mean, he doesn't get it.
No, let me tell you, if I feel bad, ataanza kukua msofti. Sasa na feel bad nini?
So unamwachilianga tu naambiwa
bwana tuende ruka huko depend to swim tukisonga.
But he doesn't care. He doesn't care what people are saying.
And you see,
no,
atumetukana huko.
And the times she will trend for, you know, Betty, one of the things that it is so tough, and I think that is why she's one of the most subscribed. Being real is rare. So rare in our content creation.
Yeah.
So there are sometimes maybe we want to talk to a certain people, maybe, you know, ladies, maybe, and then you'll give a story of a real life situation.
Yes, yes.
Like what you have done on our show. There are conversations that we brought up and they triggered a lot of emotions, you know. But do you know what? It's because if you don't tell your story, you'll never inspire no one.
Yes.
If you don't tell your story, utakuanga tu, they want to see
The perfect
Betty, you understand?
Or you can have bad days, you can be broke, you can be...
You understand?
All those things, yeah.
Yes, you understand? Most of these times, we don't want to show that we have failed before. You understand? And that's why my wife doesn't shy off from saying, we were told no several times.
Yes, yes.
We are not bitter.
Yeah.
Because it was a learning curve. It was a learning process.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And now we're here, okay? Through this, we will be learning. Kama kwa show, one of the things that we have exposed so much is our sad times in the last 7 years. And there are things I did to Diana, she has never healed. You understand? And there are things she did to me, maybe I have never healed.
Yeah.
And as we speak about them, we inspire people as we heal in the process. You understand? Yeah. But if we become a perfect couple in the public,
yeah. It has the mtu.
You understand?
And it's fake.
And that's what we run away from.
Yeah. Somebody would say that is simping. What is your feeling about this whole, Bahati is just simping?
To Dana I mean ni simpa. You know nakubali.
Wewe ni simpa. Hata umetupatia jina mpya. So you don't mind about people, yeah, because this whole male thing of like, oh, you know, a man has to be like this and rough and
this is the one I love.
Yeah. Mbona
this
rough?
Is the one that God chose for me.
Yes.
I need to protect her.
Yeah.
I need to love her.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, you can never love while you're trying. The Bible says, women, respect your husbands.
Yes.
And husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the
church.
The church.
Yeah.
How do you love? You die for the one you love.
Yes.
You simp for the one you love. Hallelujah.
You simp for the one you love. I love that. I love that. So we're about to finish, come to a close, but I have some quick questions I want us to answer quickly.
Okay.
So who snores the most?
I stop. No, I stop.
Huyu sasa kuna kwanza tukianza kudate kuna saa alikuwa na kitu ilikuwa inaitwa akipiga unasikia anapiga.
Aina says.
Katia hiyo kitu.
So Dara snores
used to.
Mimi nilikuwa na
shida. Used to?
No, I don't.
How do you heal snoring?
Sikia. Ushaona dem mrembo anangorota. Stop using snoring inikae vizuri.
Okay.
Unangorota mbaya. Unachanga. Dem na mrembo yote anangorota.
Warembo ndo wanakuanga for some very funny behavior.
Okay, vile tuko kwa TV. Diana, unajua alikaa miaka 3. Sikuisikia hata akipass air. Miaka 3 unajua alikuwa mtumbe ile ikida shoots ile mtaani niko itachoma. Niko itachoma miaka 3 tumbe the 4th year.
Never passed gas.
The 4th year ndio sasa ameanza kukua. Kasema kumbe dem mrembo
vile she can pass gas.
Okay,
so then
unajua ukisema pass gas ina sound poa.
Ina sound poa. Pass air. Paka 3 years later.
Ulinikuwa umeni control pia.
Haizi kuonyesha hiyo side hiyo nakuja after tumeshazoeana na hatuwezi achana.
Ukiingia bathroom una spray.
Una spray ama unangoja unaenda bafu nyingine. Ziko the same. So who starts the arguments most?
Arguments?
Yeah. Ile tu kuchochana we no.
Okay, mimi let me tell you, mimi napenda if na feel kitu si poa, I will approach and I will say this is. Lakini now my wife, you need to bring the truth in stages. She doesn't like straightforward
Hataki hiyo ati
lazima
hadithi.
ulete unajua.
No, in short, Betty, I love to argue.
Yeah.
He's very chilled. No, he's very chilled and laid out. So tukikosana, ananiambia, okay, baby, nimesikia, pole. And I'm like, no.
Sitaki pole immediately.
I want to release, like my heart is heavy.
Yes.
I want to talk. Let's talk about it.
I'm easy to let go. I'm easy to apologize.
Yeah. So you're the one who apologizes first. All the last my quiver. Who is the best parent? Like who is akingia kwa nyumba, the kids are just like, Mom.
Okay, mimi Malaika ananikimbilia.
Kwa bado ni mdogo, hajakuelewa vizuri bado.
I think both of us differently because our children, I think, find love and comfort through us differently in different ways. There's a way I feel their cups. There's a way he feels their cups. So I think we tie on that.
Okay. Who gets hit on more?
Zingine uliza na Kiswahili.
Okay, yani nani anakuanga hit on more yani?
Kukatiwa.
Kukatiwa bro.
Oh, kukatiwa? Of course that's me, man.
Wongo. Check you vile ni mrembo.
Hata umebaia msichana Range Rover.
So madam wanakam kwa DM yako?
Wanataka kukua
second wife.
Fourth.
Kwani kuna wengine watatu?
Second.
Kuna wengine wawili.
Is there something I don't know?
Na interview taribu mambo tuendelee.
Okay, sawa. Okay, hizo zingine kidogo nilikuwa nimezifikia lakini inaonekana hataweza kuendelea. But you guys, thank you so much. So what are we expecting from Bahatis Empire? I know today is the first day that it started on Netflix. You guys, we have to go watch. Nikitoka hapa say that's what I'm going to watch. After nimaze kujiwatch tena kwa show.
Thank you.
But tell us, what are we expecting and why should people, you know, subscribe and do all those things?
Yeah.
And also, how can we help to get Netflix to get it on the global space, not just Africa?
Currently, first want to thank, of course, our fans in Kenya and in Africa. Right now, nimeangalia tu ratings hai, imeshaingia kwa what everyone is watching, that is the #1. So, let's go and now make it officially #1 on trending because I've seen it's American shows and all that. So let's make it #1 on trending and let's go to @Bahati Kenya Instagram page right now and tag Netflix. Just tag and tell them, let this be watched globally because we have so many Kenyans in Dubai, in Australia, and all this.
Yeah.
You understand? They want to connect and get inspired by this show.
Okay.
Of course, the first thing with the show, inspiring. This is a show that tells about our growth. Of course, as a couple, you know, also individually. That's why we have episodes that are giving individual stories, you know, and Sitaki niongee sana. I know I'll be back here. Hii munizoe.
Sasa mnafanya kazi kutoka
munizoe kwa hii show.
Corridors of TV47.
Yes, so expect class, good production, of course, and good entertainment.
Good entertainment.
Yeah.
Diana, last words?
Expect vulnerability and openness and boldness. I wanted to show people a side of me that they don't know. I wanted to show people that you can come from grass to grace. And I wanted to also tell people that the sky is not the limit.
Yes.
We also want to inspire young families. There are a lot of young families breaking up. And just to tell them that the person that you have right now, it's up to you to build that person, to build the kind of a man that you want in that house.
Yeah.
Mold that man. Of course, you cannot
Yes.
change a man, but mold that person to be the best, you know, person that you want to have in your family.
Yes.
And last but not least, marriage works.
Okay.
And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a full-time job. And get into that marriage or into that relationship 100%.
Yeah.
You cannot go in 50% and expect him to come in 100% and point.
All right.
You know?
Okay.
So there's just a lot.
Thank you, man. Ni kama tunaweza ongea the whole night.
And lastly,
Yes.
trust in God in all you do.
Yes.
Trust in God in all you do.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you. So, Bahati tutakuacha hapa. We want new music, please.
Sasa saa hii sasa.
Piga hiyo ngoma.
10 days haitaisha before a new song.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Leo Diana anasoma news.
Diana anasoma news, by the way. Diana,
Yeah.
you know, yeah?
Okay.
Because you know you're
Okay.
unaka kama news anchor man.
For real?
Yes, yes.
Amen to that.
Let's go. Look at her.
Huyu ndo anakuanga na kizungu yangu.
So just tell us what is your name and everything.
Hebu kwanza unajua mimi nimezoea zile vlogs. Hey guys, what's up everybody? Tuko chilled and composed.
Don't worry. All right, come over here.
Okay.
Come have a seat over here. You're looking dashing.
Thank you.
Pole pole.
Asante.
There you go.
Okay.
Are you comfortable? There.
I am.
Okay. Sawa. You can see the prompter properly. Kuna gonga.
Mnakanga tu.
Tukaangi. Unaka. Everybody has a style yake. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go for a short commercial break so that she can be able to, practice kidogo, but we're coming back for Diana B as a news anchor.
Yes.
All right.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
And of course, welcome back. This is Friday with Diana B, and to news making headlines today. 35 students graduated from Naivas Supermarket Graduate Trainee Program, which is aimed at positioning the brand as Kenya's largest chain of supermarkets in the country. The trainees who underwent different business courses will see them posted to different departments of Naivas business model in a bid to boost business. Speaking during the graduation ceremony,
which was held in Nairobi, Head of Strategy Andreas von Peleski noted that the program, which was launched in 2023, is moved to ensure that over 11,000 staff across Naivas supermarkets develop their skills and individual development. Diana Mutisia and Moses Award, who are graduates from the program, acknowledged Naivas for giving them an opportunity to advance their education as well as offer them a job at the supermarket, which will help them develop in life.
We are celebrating the graduation of our first 2 cohorts of graduate trainees. Our graduate training program is something we launched back in 2023. Today we're celebrating the graduation of 35 trainees who will be joining Naivas in various departments. And this is really important because at Naivas we pay a lot of attention to the training and development of our staff. These trainees will have spent time in many different departments, really getting to know and understand what retail is all about across our store operations, across our head office. So they come really very well versed in what it takes to succeed at Naivas. But I think more importantly, of course, job creation is very important to us as a business. We take that very seriously.
We've learned various aspects of the business, especially dealing with suppliers, also having the right range for our stores. We've basically learned a lot and understood Naivas as a whole.
As I joined and came in, I didn't really think that retail could be as dynamic as I found it.
My goodness, she actually can do it, girl. What can't you do? You're on Netflix. Now you're coming to TV47 for a different show.
Yeah.
But you can also still anchor the news.
I don't know. I think I'm overwhelmed. I was a bit nervous, but yeah.
No, you
go, girl.
You killed it, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's a
Diana
pleasure.
B.
Yes.
Please catch them on Netflix, guys. I'm talking like it's so serious. Netflix, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All
Betty.
right.
And it's an honor. We are humbled to be here.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you very much also TV47 for having us.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much.
Love you.
I love you too. All right, guys, we're coming back for Which is Which right here on this Friday, TV47. Don't go away. All right, that is such a great show. I've really enjoyed having the Bahatis here. But right now it's time for Which is Which with, of course, Willis Ochieng joining us from Kisii County. Willis, how are you today? Again, I hope you've enjoyed that conversation with the Bahatis.
It's a great conversation, Betty. Such kind of conversations can really help so many people, not only in Kenya, but globally, the world over.
I love that.
And another thing that I really noticed, Betty, is that lady is very good at English. The way she speaks, and even the way she has read the news, that is a something.
Is something, yeah. I guess we have another news anchor probably joining us here at TV47. All right, so Willis, let's get straight to it. Let's begin with our first words. Let's just have, the graphics on a screen so we can know how to pronounce that particular word. All right, so there you go. Which is Which with Willis Ochieng. All right, the first one is actually AUTUM. Willis, how do we go about that?
Oh, we are talking about a season, and Betty, you say autumn.
Okay.
Autumn. Not autumn, not autumn, because that N is silent. And at the beginning, we have the A and U functioning as a digraph. When I talk about a digraph, Betty, that is a combination of 2 letters representing one sound. So you say O, not ow. Just like authentic, not authentic. Authority, not authority. Audio, not audio.
Okay.
The examples can be so many. Betty.
August, not August. August. All right.
August, yes. Not August and not August.
Okay. All right, Willis. Thank you for that. Moving on to this other one. To eat something so, like aggressively. DEVOUR. How do we go about that?
Oh, many people innocently say devour. Some even say devour. But Betty, the correct pronunciation of that word is devour.
Devour.
It has what we call a triphthong. That is a glide on 3 vowel sounds. Devour. Exactly the way you've said it, Betty.
Okay, devour it is. All right, how about this person who takes care, who actually helps people with mental health issues? Is it psychiatrist? How do we go about that, Willis? Is it as simple as that?
This is a tricky one, Betty. You say psychiatrist, a psychiatrist, the person. Then the noun form, you also say psychiatry, psychiatry. But when you come to the adjective, you don't say psychiatric. You say psychiatric, psychiatric, not psychiatric. So the first one, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
The noun, psychiatry.
Okay.
The adjective, psychiatric. Yes.
Okay, well, that is actually a surprise. I thought I knew. Kumbe, I actually did not know how to pronounce that. So,
It happens. It happens. Not even Willis can be perfect in this world.
My goodness, Willis, just repeat it again. Psychiatrist, right? Is that so? Psychiatrist.
The person is a psychiatrist.
Okay, got you.
Psychiatrist.
Okay.
Then you talk of psychiatry.
Okay. Got it, Willis. Thank you for that.
Yes,
I thought I knew.
Psychiatric.
Psychiatric. Okay. Moving on to another word here.
Yes.
CHARADE. Charade, chared. How do we go about that?
Oh, Betty, that word really confuses so many people because it also has a digraph, which is a consonant digraph.
Yes.
C and H. They combine to form the sound sh, not ch, and not k. You say charade, charade, not charade, not charade. Charade.
Charade. That's a surprise. I thought it's actually charade, so it's charade. Okay. Got you, Willis.
Charade.
Charade. Okay. Do we say intravenous or intravenous? Is it V or V? Which is which, Willis?
It is V. That letter E takes what we call the long high front sound E. The long high front sound E. You say V, not V. V is the spelling, but you say venous, intravenous. That is to do with when we talk of injections which are intravenous, those that go into the veins and all that.
Okay, intravenous. How about, do we say venomous, like a venomous snake, or venomous?
We have venomous, not venomous. Betty, English has what we call irregularities.
Yes.
Not all spellings or letter sequences are pronounced the same way. That's why you have the word hard. It's very hard, but you don't say it is a word. It is a word, a hospital word. The only difference is that H and the W. But now, that is where we have the irregularities of spelling and pronunciations. Betty, one major factor when I talk to you linguistically, it's about the origins of words and what we call the phonetic environment.
Willis Yawa. I get it. Okay, moving on to this. Okay, do we say to deliver or deliver? Is there any other, alternative pronunciation from that?
That word has one pronunciation, Betty, in standard English, or what you call RP, received pronunciation. You say D, not de. Deliver, to deliver. Delivery, not deliver. Deliver, common but wrong, Betty. You say to deliver. To deliver a letter.
What?
To deliver a child. And Betty, many people innocently say deliver.
Yeah.
Delivery. That is inaccurate.
Oh my goodness, another surprise tonight, Willis. Deliver. I guess all of us have been doing it, saying it wrong.
Deliver, yes.
Deliver a child, deliver a package. Okay. Do we say conundrum or conundrum?
Oh, Betty, that word is a bit tricky. When we talk about a question or a matter that is confusing or very difficult, you say Conundrum.
Conundrum.
Not conundrum. Conundrum, very common but wrong. That U takes what we call the short mid-central sound, not nu.
Okay.
Conundrum.
Conundrum. Okay, got it, Willis. Then this one, do you say morale or moral? You know, somebody moral or moral. What is there any other pronunciation, or which is which, Willis?
But you may agree with me, as a good sister that you always you always are.
Yeah.
As a good sister that you always are, Betty, you can agree with me that many people say morale. But you don't say morale. You say morale the way you pronounced it, Betty.
Okay. Morale it is, not morale or any other morale. Okay,
morale,
Willis.
not morale. Yes, Betty.
All right, Willis. So, got you, Willis. I think I've had two big surprises tonight. Let's now hear from you. Those are my words. I don't know if you have any other collection of words that you'd want us to actually, tackle tonight.
Well, as we continue, Betty, I hope you may remember that word of testing the tongue. If we'll get it later.
Yes.
I know you want us to first handle those people who are sending in, because today I have seen so many questions.
Absolutely.
Now, we have Opio Morio 1. You say avocado, not avocado, and not avocado. Lieutenant. You can also say lieutenant in American English, but don't say lieutenant. Lieutenant or lieutenant.
Okay.
Colonel, not colonel. Then lastly, pediatric.
Pediatric.
Please don't say pediatric. Common but wrong. Then we have Kelly Mangoa, olive. Don't use the long sound E. Olive, no. Olive. Just like to live, not to leave. Rogue and vogue. Bethuel Mwaura, you say debut, not debut and not debut. Succinct, not succinct. Kiprono Dominic, you say camaraderie and electrocuted.
Okay.
Electrocuted. You can also say TED, but TED is good. Mwalimu Ondieki, keep it up. Then we have Sami Mwada of Muranga. Betty, this man loves the show like nothing else.
Thank you so
Sami
much.
Mwada of Muranga, you say avalanche. Opio Odhiambo Opio, you say Seattle, not Seattle, Seattle. Abdi Aziz Bar, you say, that is at Abdi Aziz Bar, you say liaison. Betty, this is a tricky one.
Yes.
How many people have you heard saying liaison?
Many.
In liaison with such and such a company.
Liaison with, it's...
Many people.
Yeah.
But the correct pronunciation of that word, Betty, is liaison.
Okay.
Liaison. That is the way to go. Karen Maya. Karen Maya of Kisumu. It reminds me about Kisumu. But anyway, Karen Maya of Kisumu, you say enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. You can also say enthusiasm, not enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Very tricky because of the way you move your tongue. Anyway, we have, yes, it's a new one. Amos Member, if you like, Amos Member. Another very brilliant Kenyan, Betty. And sometimes I love Africa. And that is why I'm proud of Kenya. And I always say Kenya is a wonder. Anyway, at one stage, because I saw something by that man called Amos or Amos Member, and I think Kenya has some real brains. Now, from Gesonso Kisi, you say thesis. Thesis, not thesis. Amos or Amos, the way people say thesis, not thesis, Betty.
Okay.
Koros Sylvester, another one from Kitale, you say beards. Omondi Don, Kibra, Nairobi, you say Brussels, not Brussels. You say Brussels. Then misogynistic. Thomas Kambi of Tarime, Tanzania, you say real or real. You say it that way, Thomas Kambi, and thank you for watching or loving TV47 from Tanzania, Tarime. Then we have Felix Mutinda. Betty, do you know we say Felix?
Oh my, I was about to say Suali, you know?
You say Felix, you also say helix, not helix.
Okay.
We see Felix from the spelling, but you pronounce that name as Felix. Felix Mutinda, you say parliament, not palia. Yeah, Felix Mutinda, you say parliament, not parliament. Just like you say friend, not friend. That I is silent.
Silent.
Isaac Karaoke of Nakuru, schizophrenia. Joe Cool, Nairobi, you say 7, but you can also say 7. 11, you can also say 11. Now, Catherine Mwita of Kehancha, Kuria, you say globalization, or you can say globa, but globalization is the best way to pronounce that word. JD at Danford Real, puberty and gynecology. Gynecology. Roy Rancher, you say, Betty, this is a tricky one. Betty,
yes,
we are speaking in English. English, not English. English, no.
Okay.
English. English.
Okay.
Victor Mandela, Hezekiah and Zedekiah, not Hezekiah or Zedekiah. Then lastly, Steve Kamau, Dr. Saula, Masi Wanjau, Okelo James Jakadawa, Boniface Mzalendo, Eric Biwot, Sebi Semakula of Kampala, Uganda. We give you a big salute for loving this show that much.
All
Otherwise,
right.
Betty,
thank you
I
so
don't
much.
know whether we go now to that word or we do what.
All right, Willis. I think we of course with our every Friday the clip that we always have. Yes, we have it. I understand from my good director Emmanuel. Let's have this the clip and just know what people had to say on the streets.
Rahisi sana. Inasomwa hivi, redens verse. Yani redens verse. Hii neno nasomwa hivi, renfuse, renfuse, renforce. Renforce.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What is ridiculous? Ay, ni ngumu. Ni ngumu sana.
Kenyans. Willis, umesikia maneno? Recyclers.
Betty nimesikia, lakini unajua vile huwa mimi husema ni kwamba nobody is perfect, because when it comes to some of these words, Betty, they are very tricky. But we could do better if all the education systems in the world could lay more emphasis with accurate and simplified information or guidance to people right from that nascent or the beginning stage.
Yeah.
Betty, it's a tricky word from French. Yes. So you say rendezvous. Rendezvous. You can also say rendezvous. Another one, rendezvous. But you don't say rendezvous and all those that I have heard. But the goodness is we are learning. So if somebody makes a mistake, that person can learn from his or her mistake.
Absolutely.
Don't you agree with me, Betty?
Okay. Absolutely, but it's just that you're just hilarious, Willis. But thank you for the correction. Thank you for the correction. All right, let's have the surprise word and we can call it a day.
Okay, Betty, now,
yeah.
Let's have the surprise word is right here. Betty, when we talk about robbery, robbery, like a bank robbery, we don't say haste. This word is not pronounced as haste, the way it is spelled. You say heist.
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 Right.
A bank heist, not haste. So haste is for hurry, to hurry, in haste. But this one, you say heist, robbery. And then, Betty, we also have to understand that sometimes some of these words can be very tricky. But as we go along, we will ensure that we help people the way they want us to do. Otherwise, when they want to get words to us throughout the week, they can send them to either at Betty M. Kialo, or they can send the words also to me on Twitter or on X, if I may now use the word that is there. On X, it's at Willis Ochieng 1. But one thing I want to say, just send basic words. Don't go for what we call bombast. Use words that can help you in communication. Just like we learn good pronunciations so that we can communicate clearly and effectively, Betty.
Absolutely. Well said, Willis. Well said. It's always such a great charm having you on the show, Willis. I'm looking forward to hearing, the clip, Word on the Street from Kenyans next week again. And, of course, to listen to you as you teach us the proper pronunciations, Willis. I really appreciate it and have a great weekend and a great evening, Willis. Thank you so much.
You too, Betty. And always my pleasure to ensure that we learn like brothers and sisters when it comes to matters of communication.
All right. Thank you so much. Willis at Willis Ochengwan is the X handle. So obviously we are about to end the show. It has been such a great show tonight with the Bahatis, of course, Willis, the word master, and of course the news coverage. I just want us to take a look at some of the tweets. I can see we are trending. I think it's #1. Thank you so much for that. Looking at here, you're asking Willis to help you pronounce this word. Well, we're going to give them to him next week, watching from Butere. That is Cosmos Oraha. Thank you so much. This is Denofenal. Thank you for your tweet. You're saying Zimmerman well represented, 100. Thank you so much. The only joy you're saying, Betty's show never disappoints. Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to another amazing night, especially with the Bahatis. That, of course, was earlier today. All right. Coral Sylvester, you're saying, wow, the flow of that show on TV47 is very, very nice, especially the chemistry of Betty and the knowledgeable but very humble wordmaster Willis. My word is beards, Coral Sylvester from Kitale. I'll ask Willis about this next time. Thank you so much. I can read all of them, but we've unfortunately run out of time, but we really appreciate it. A big thank you to the Bahatis, of course, for coming to the show. We really enjoyed that conversation, and I am just so happy that they actually, they actually came to the show. All right, so let me say kwaheri konana, but not for long. I'll see you again on Friday, God willing. But till then, keep it TV47, home of Untold Stories. Thank you. Good night. Bye.